Hey everybody, this is Rosh, and you are watching FM9 Basics. This is a YouTube tutorial series I'm putting together to help new and experienced users program all the Fractal products, including the Aspects 3, the FM9, and the FM3. So if you want to see the rest of these tutorials, feel free to visit the rest of them on this YouTube channel. And you can also see them at aspectsbasics.com, fm9basics.com, and fm3basics.com. So a little about myself. Once again, my name is Rosh, and I build and program a lot of guitar rigs for a lot of different clients. Some of my clients include Steve Vai, Leppard, Melissa Etheridge, Perfect Circle, and more. So I wanted to do a quick rig rundown because now this is going to be part of the video that we're going to be doing about the Fender FR-12. So right here, I am playing a corporate event at the House of Blues Anaheim. So we can see there's all kinds of shenanigans going on right here. And so I decided to bring out the FR-12 right down there. And of course, I am using my FM9 right down there, you can see. So, and it's the FM9 Mark II Turbo. Really fun event. We're just taking a little set break as a band. But one of the great things about this is that you can, once you're in the venue, you don't have to really do much tweaking on any modeler that you use. I've been pretty happy with it so far. So as you can see down there, you can see I still even have the tag on, but you end up having all the knobs right there. So you have the cut knob, the bass knob, mid knob, treble knob, and the volume. As you can see, in this type of gig, we are pretty loud band-ish, kind of. So I got it at noon right there. And then down on my FM9, the output knob is maybe at 11 o'clock. Something like that. So what I'm doing is I'm definitely basically going out of the output one with an XLR cable. And the XLR cable is basically going down here. I don't know if I can get that into frame, but down here. And it's going right there into the back input of the FR-12. And then from the back of the FR-12, I'm actually taking this cable right here, and then that is going to front of house. So you can see it's FR-12 going right to front of house. And the cool thing is with the FR-12, you don't need to gain stage it. It is actually, turning the knobs on top of the FR-12 doesn't affect any of the tone that is going to front of house. So anything that you dial on your, any modeler or any of your Fractal products, the tone is directly from the FM9. It's basically a pass-through. And then the cool thing is the knobs on top of the FR-12, you can just tweak those to the room. Right now I have maybe the bass is like a little below noon. Mids are a little above noon. And then cut is actually like all the way down. I found I don't really need it because most of my presets sound pretty good right out of the box. Treble's right at noon. And it's pretty loud. There's definitely plenty of headroom if you need to get louder with a loud drummer. But again, for a corporate gig like this, we're not playing super loud, but, moderate volume or anything like that. But I'm really happy with it so far. And again, we're just sending we're sending just a signal straight to front of house from the FR-12. So again, the FM9 goes into the input of the FR-12. There's an output on the FR-12, and it goes right to front of house. There's even a ground lift in there. So in case you're having any buzz or any type of like ground issue, you can flip the ground there. So really great. You can tweak your tones on the fly as you need for the room or whatever. And then, of course, if you make any of the Fractal products, you can do that. So outside of that, I'm going to splice in some footage here, some clips from the band or whatever I was playing live. And the other thing is, I used it at a church gig over the weekend. Everything sounded really great there. And there's plenty of headroom if you need to go, get loud or anything. So one thing I can definitely recommend is make sure you go +4 dBu out of any of your Fractal products. So it gets a nice healthy signal, and then you can turn it up or down. Cool thing is, if you are sending a different signal to front of house out of a FM9, for example, if you go output 1 into the FR-12 and then output 2 to front of house, now you have independent volume control down at the FM9. So you can actually turn the output knob of the FM9 up, output 1, and then that can also turn up the FR-12 behind you. So you don't need to turn around and turn any knob on the FR-12. You can do it all from the FM9. But I find that it's pretty easy to just tweak on the fly right there. So again, it's right here on the floor. I've also found that I haven't needed to use the kickback stand on this particular gig, but I used it with the kickback stand at the my church gig last week. And again, it tilted right up against your ears. You can really hear it. no problem. So super happy with it so far. Sounds really great. So other than that, it's going to be a pretty short video. I'm going to splice in some footage and some clips of us playing and some other stuff in there. But if you need any help programming any of your Fractal products, you can contact me directly, and I will get back to you ASAP. So other than that, thanks for watching. All right. Hey, everybody. It's Rosh, and we're just going to do another, on-site rig rundown kind of situation here with the Fender FR-12. So right here to the left, you can see I got my FM3, and then to the right, I got my FR-12. So really quick, it's pretty tight quarters, playing a small bar out in Los Angeles. We got the drummer right next to me. Again, we got a pretty tight quarters here. And the number one thing is also, we got this little partition right here in front of the guitar player. And the distance between the FM3 and the FR-12 is like maybe 3 feet. So obviously really tight quarters. I got the wall right here. And so the FR-12 comes really in handy because, number one, if I go around here to the side, we got some tilt back legs. So I can actually tilt the amp without having to lean it up against the wall or anything like that. But we got the tilt back legs. There's two, one on both sides. And then I still have the ability to, of course, change the EQ on the fly if we need to. Number one, it's a little hard to see. Just try to make note of like how the knobs are laid out. I definitely did play the first set thinking the treble knob was on the right-hand side rather than the left-hand side. So it actually goes from volume to treble to mid to bass to cut. For whatever reason, I was thinking the inverse of that. So my tone got darker and darker as I was thinking trying to cut the bass thing up. Plenty of volume to keep up with the band. Drummer right next to me. But again, the distance between the FM3 and the FR-12 with the tilt back legs, I can definitely hear myself. And again, I'm clearing the partition a little bit with the stage volume. Plenty loud to keep with the drummer right now. I would say that my volume is maybe around a little bit above halfway. And the output knob on my FM3 is also maybe around 9 o'clock. And so plenty of volume to keep up with the drummer. And again, the thing is, I am definitely carrying the volume to the stage. I am not running my FM3 into the PA at all. The only thing that's going into the FM3 is, of course, the only thing going into the PA is the vocals. So plenty loud. I'm pretty happy. And again, the cool thing is, when you're playing in situations like this, you're going to EQ the FR-12 or your full range speaker for the room. I found that I need to cut a little bit bass because my amp is stuck in the corner, so that's going to add a little bit more bass. And then I'm cutting the bass in, and again, because it's kind of a wooden room, as you can see, I need to up the treble a little bit, up the mids a little bit, just to get it to cut through a little bit better. And again, that's just more of a perception thing. It's not a big deal if you keep it flat, but again, we get to dial this in on the fly. So outside of that, I'm pretty happy with it. Fits nicely into a corner. There's not a lot of space between the FM3 and the FR-12, so the tilt back legs allow me to hear myself without having to like crank up too loud, and it's not blasting my ankles. It's actually pointed right on my ears, and I get to play the gig very comfortably with the FM3. Again, the other night I used it with an FM9. I mean, my tones are basically the same, so I don't have to worry about that. But again, pretty nice, to just kind of like stick it in the corner and play with a live. So at this point, I'm going to put some live clips from this gig right after this video, so you can kind of hear what it's like from the stage. Obviously, it is not going to be the most flattering angle, but I just want to make sure that you guys can hear basically what I'm hearing coming out of the FR-12. And again, it's a phone recording, so take it with a grain of salt. But again, I'm super happy with it. Outside of that, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.
All right, hey everybody, so I'm here with the Fender FR-12, just kind of set up in the living room. So one of the questions, of course, that's going to come up is, does it hiss? So you can see, I'm just going to go on top right here. In some of the earlier models of the earlier run of the FR-12, there would be kind of a pretty bad hiss even with nothing plugged in. So as you can see, nothing's plugged in the back. And as you turn the cut knob up, the hiss would slightly go away. It would just kind of EQ that kind of frequency range of the hiss. So right here, you can see that the volume is all the way up, 12. And I got everything at noon, and then the cut's at 0. So this would be generally, the hissiest version of this. So I'm not going to fix the audio that's coming from my, lav mic right here. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the lav mic, I'm holding it in my other hand, and I'm just going to put it right up against the speaker. From my vantage point, there is barely an audible hiss. Obviously, I live in LA. I live in the flight path of Burbank Airport, so there's a plane flying overhead, so you may be able to hear that. I mean, the plane's louder than the hiss coming into this, and the ambient noise, obviously, like LA is a pretty loud city, so you might be able to hear the ambient noise from, cars passing by and all kinds of other stuff, but it is pretty damn quiet. I really doubt this would, be, even remotely hissy to most people. I'm hearing all kinds of ambient noise coming from outside and barely any hiss. So, yeah, I think whatever they did between the first run of the FR-12 and the current batch sounds really good. So, no hiss.
I'm falling with you, I'm standing with you, girl.